And we welcome you into Chandler-Gilbert for the nightcap as the Coyotes get ready to take on the Okotoks Dawgs from Western Canada. On the mound for Chandler-Gilbert, Alex Carnes coming in with a record of 1-0. His defense behind him. Keegan Roden behind the dish. Dante Turgeon at first base. Jameson Armstrong. John Enright short. Blake Tigas at third. Seth Moore in left. Porter Pittman in center. Ryder Hancock in right field. And leading off for the Dawgs is their center fielder, Eric Hartman, followed by right fielder Landon Kaufman and shortstop Eric Mackay. Coyotes won a thriller against the Scottsdale Post-Grad in the openers, 7-6 in extra innings. Keegan Roden with the walk-off base knock to right field, and great to see the home team get it done. And Carnes comes out gunning for the first pitch for strike one. Joe Pequeno on the call. Andrew Fury here with me.
How's it going, Joe?
There he is, the product of New Mexico, dialing in, giving us all his baseball insights. And Carnes with back-to-back strikes quickly goes to 0-2 on Hartman.
Joe, this game here, it's like USA versus Canada. It's got about the same amount of hype as the WBC game because we work it up so much over here. Oh, there's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to get through.
And Hartman seeing eye single up the middle. And if we would have had the national anthem for both squads, that would probably take another 10-15 minutes. So needless to say, we are up and running between these two squads. Of course, the Okotoks Dawgs, a feeder team for Chandler-Gilbert. Squad bringing in players like Jameson Armstrong and Ryder Hancock and Ben Hashizaki as well.
Seth Thompson.
Yusuf Chuck on the mound as well. So stepping in is Landon Kaufman, the right fielder. Carnes fires a little off speed on the outside part of the plate. And Andrew, that first game today, walk me through it. That celebration looked like for the Coyotes, you know, no question they wanted that one. There was a lot of chirping going on in that first game between those two squads.
That's not the first time either. Yeah, so last time we played, there was a lot of chirping, so this game kind of meant a lot. In baseball, when a team gets to chirping, you, like, don't let that slide. And there's Keegan Roden throwing behind the dish. That's going to be a stolen base.
Yeah, Hoffman steals the base, gets dirty, and so the Dawgs have a runner in scoring position for Kaufman. Coyotes playing Kaufman up the middle, right side, wide open. Pitch from Carnes. That misses in the dirt. So a great celebration. Good to see Keegan Roden, who's hitting well at the plate, come up the hero in that game. And, of course, Dante Turgeon started that extra inning affair with that double off the wall. That was a smash.
Yeah, that ball, I thought it was going to leave the yard and clear the batter's eye. It hit the top up there because, wow, he just has so much power. And that was impressive, and I think that's what kick-started the inning because Keegan wanted to follow suit, and then he got a base hit. And that was an electric finish to a big game because Keegan was catching barrels all game. And the Coyotes, we were battling with Scottsdale. Tate Lewis as well, he hit a home run to put us ahead. And then the Okotoks Dawgs unfortunately tied it up, giving us those extra innings. So it was an electric game. J-Mo's going to get the ground ball, throw it on to first. There's another recorded out for the defense behind pitcher Alex Carnes.
And that's the 4-3 put out by Armstrong. Stepping in, Eric Mackay, the shortstop, and give us kind of a breakdown of the right-hander Alex Carnes on the mound.
Oh, Carnes, he's a special pitcher. He's done some time at the D1 level, so you could tell because of how advanced his mindset is on the mound. He's always willing to attack hitters. He's got a sharp curveball that backs up a 90s plus fastball. You'll see his fastball in the low 9s from time to time, but that sharp slider that he has really deceives hitters.
So he misses on back-to-back breakers upstairs, and you kind of alluded to the build-up for this team for this game. These two squads connected. The Dawgs, kind of a pipeline team for the Coyotes, and no question, it's a good, friendly rivalry. But of course, at the end of the day, everyone's a competitor, and everyone wants to win.
Absolutely, there's some good talent on the Dawgs, and yesterday, the Coyotes took the first game, so you know the Okotoks Dawgs are coming in with a little bit extra fight in order to answer back.
On deck is the catcher, Louis Felix Anderson. Good crowd on hand. We got some folks from Canada as this one's skied back. We have fans from Quebec here.
Love that.
Got to give a shout out to a fan right next to me he's here for the game. He's gonna hop in his car, drive down to the airport, and make an 11 o'clock flight. And that is what you call loyalty, ladies and gentlemen. Loyalty. Carnes, 2-strike pitch, and this one stroked to left by Mackay. That's going to drive in Hartman, and Mackay strolling into second with a stand-up double. And the Dawgs take the early 1-0 lead. And Andrew, that's a pitch, Carnes, location-wise, not of his liking, no question.
No, that was left over the heart of the plate, and it was easily able to be driven by number 7 there. Hit hard through the 5-6 hole. No chance for a play by any means.
Stepping in, the catcher, Louis Felix Anderson. Looking to take his hacks against Alex Carnes. Overcast night, a little breezy, comfortable weather. And Carnes misses outside.
It was a beautiful day earlier for that first game. And, you know, I don't actually mind this weather. The only thing I do mind is maybe that wind blowing in. We won't see any home runs like we usually do, especially since the ball doesn't fly as well at night.
No question, and we all are in agreement. We just don't like the cold weather.
Yes, no. I'm pretty sure that's why we all live here in Phoenix, where it's extremely warm all year round. You know, summer's coming up. It's going to be hot, man. I don't know if I'm ready for that, though.
And Carnes misses inside.
Keegan with a good stop behind the plate. He's been a defensive wall.
Moving quickly behind the dish. And it's a 3-1 count on Louis Felix Anderson. Benito Bonilla on deck. 3-1 pitch from Carnes. And that misses, and Felix Anderson draws the walk, and stepping in, Benito Bonilla with an opportunity against Carnes here in the first. Already 1 run in. Pinch runner for the catcher. That is number 3, Brandon Paez.
Yeah, the Dawgs wanted to strike first today. They get on the board. Still with a lot of room to add more as they're at the heart of their order.
And right now, Carnes needs to lock it in. Throw down to second base, and they got the runner on a great toss by Keegan Roden.
That was a good decision.
No question. Got up, blocked the ball. Third base was already occupied. Guns it down to second, and gets the lead runner. So we've got 2 outs. Now Carnes can focus in on Bonilla. And hits that outside part of the plate. Goes to 1-1. Appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. This one skied down the right field line, giving chase is Ryder Hancock, and that's going to be way out of play in the bullpen area. As usual, the production value, top notch, courtesy of the doctor, Adam Perry and Andrew Fury. And that misses high. 2-2. 1 run in on the Eric Mackay double. Carnes is going to slam the door shut and misses on the outside part of the plate. Goes to 3-2 on Benito Bonilla. Pitch from Carnes, and that misses high.
So tough break for Carnes early. He's running into a little bit of trouble. I don't think he's trusting his pitches as well as he should. Usually you see him just come straight out the gates and always want to attack batters. He's falling behind consistently here now.
Consistently missing high as Indecian Spooner, the first baseman, checks in. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Carnes in a pickle with Spooner at the dish. And this one lifted to center field, and right there coming in is Porter Pittman, and that's going to do it for the Dawgs. But they tack on 1. We go to the home half of the first with the Coyotes trailing 1-0. And we got a special moment here in the bottom of the first. Andrew Yusupchuk is about to face his brother on the mound, Michael Yusupchuk. Andrew's first collegiate at bat. Here it is.
Comes out swinging. I love it, Chuck. Come on.
Yeah, he came out. He was thinking one thing, downtown off the bro. Look, this is all about Thanksgiving. Who's got the bragging rights at the dinner table? And Michael comes back and fires the big bender. And it quickly goes to 0-2. Who wins the battle? Michael or Andrew? Who's got the bragging rights at Thanksgiving and Christmas? You hear that Coyotes bench rooting for their teammate. 0-2 pitch. And Andrew down in 3 pitches. And Michael looks back at his bro. And he's got the bragging rights for years to come.
Both those brothers, D1 commits. And wow, you could see the competitiveness. I have a brother too, and I'm always that competitive, and I'm so excited I was able to take part in watching that.
Checking in, Jamison Armstrong. J-Mo hitting .296, stepping in. And that was a special moment. And J-Mo gives one a ride. Deep center field. The center fielder can't get to it. Armstrong will stop at second. Eric Hartman in center field got turned around and could not glove it. Give Armstrong a 2-bagger.
J-Mo giving that ball a ride for sure, Joe. Wow, we've seen all of his tools being displayed consistently all year. And J-Mo really wanted to make a statement there. picking up his boy Chuck, who just came to his own brother. So, way to go, J-Mo.
And what a special moment. Brother facing brother, and no question Michael on the hill will have things to talk about for years with Andrew. And now here's a young man at the dish that Michael can't afford to make a mistake to, and that's Dante Turgeon. And Turgeon takes the ball outside as Armstrong steals third base. Drop step about 20, 30 feet. Fairness.
I would say.
And Dante takes inside. 2-1 count. Home plate umpire. Putting up the signals, making it easy. Turgeon, 2-1 pitch. Off speed, waves right through it. We welcome in the doctor. The doctor of all kinds of knowledge, from pizza to medicine to baseball to
That's about it.
Castile High School.
Right.
You name it. That is Adam Perry, and that's what I call an intro.
I love it. Good to be back. Had some technical difficulties resolved, and Dante Turgeon in the 3-2 count takes a hack, and this one is skied towards the first base dugout, giving chase as the first baseman. That's going to be behind the fence. So Dante Turgeon gets another life here.
Hey, he's got a 3-2 count, and Dante started that rally in the win over Scottsdale post-grad, knocking a shot off the center field wall. And Dante with an opportunity here. And this one smoked to center, and Dante's going to bring in a run. And Dante continues to be nuclear. And a good start, and the Coyotes have tied it here in the bottom of the first.
Dante just gifting himself presents basically for his early birthday. That's phenomenal, man. He's getting on base any way he can. He freaking drove a ball last game, and now he's scoring the first run for the Coyotes this game.
Stepping in, Ryder Hancock. Michael Yusupchuk taking aim, and Hancock lays off for ball one. And Adam, Andrew and I kind of talked about it, but talk about the adrenaline rush in that first game and rallying to beat Scottsdale post-grad, where there was a lot of animosity going back and forth between the two squads.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch, and even though it's not a game with as high of stakes as, say, a conference match, when you're in a tight-knit game like that with an opponent that's trash-talking, you want to win that game really bad. As Ryder Hancock hits a hard ground ball through the right side, he's going to have himself a base knock. Dante's going to move over to second. But, yeah, that game against Scottsdale post-grad, it brought a lot of life to this Coyote dugout, maybe reignited a fire in them, so to speak. So I'd love to see them carry that over into this one.
And Ryder Hancock carrying over the good feeling with the base knock to right. He was hitting 309 coming in, continues to hit well, and stepping in Seth Moore. Seth limited bats, but no question he's got power to all fields and can't lay off the bender on the outside part of the plate. So the squad has won 3 in a row. Good energy in that Chandler-Gilbert dugout, fellas.
Absolutely. Between games, these kids were having a great time, just getting ready for the Chuck battle. And it's unfortunate that our Chuck tasted bitter defeat.
Yeah. And Michael's got things to talk about for years to come. He'll be, remember one time back in Chandler, Arizona?
The Thanksgivings are going to be fun in that household as Seth Moore dribbles this one back to the pitcher. And Yusupchuk throws it to second. And the throw is in time, so Ryder Hancock will head back to the dugout. Coyotes have runners on first and third. Seth Moore reaching on fielder's choice. And up to bat, it's big, bad Easton Bryant.
Yeah, Easton Bryant checking in, and Easton trying to find himself at the dish right now, and hopefully he can do it right here in the nightcap, where The energy of the team is good. The positivity is good. And sometimes it just takes a simple base hit. Maybe shorten up the stride a little bit, just poke the ball somewhere, and you start feeling comfortable at the dish.
Absolutely. Takes a healthy hack there. Fouled it straight back.
We have fans from, of course, locally here in Chandler. We have fans from across the border in Canada making it down. So good to see these fans from Canada enjoying baseball and being here. And Bryant.
Seth Moore going to make his way over to second. He was trying to pull a little trick play in order to get the run on third across. We saw it work a couple times against Postgrad last game, but the Okotoks Dawgs unfortunately weren't in attendance watching that game. So they realized they shouldn't throw that ball down to second and sacrifice that run.
So a couple outs. 0-2 pitch on Easton Bryant with a couple aboard. And Bryant lays off a tough fastball that just misses. Michael Yusupchuk wanted that one. Needs to say it's Bryant showing some poise at the dish. Dawgs playing him straight away. Opportunity for the big fella at the dish. And Bryant fouls it off to stay alive. Good night for baseball. A little overcast, but not hot whatsoever. Comfortable. Mother Nature cooperating. Easton Bryant with an opportunity. And swings and misses. And that's going to do it for the Coyotes here in the bottom of the first. But they answer. We go to the second. Knotted at 1. Bottom of the second. And Andrew Yusupchuk takes aim at Matt Galvin, the left fielder, followed by Tyler Hummel, the DH, and the first two batters to get things going here in the top of the second. Third batter in the inning is the second baseman, Justin Bougele. And Yusupchuk misses on the outside part of the plate for ball 1. So we got some offense from both teams in the first. A memorable moment, Yusupchuk versus Yusupchuk, to start the bottom of the first. And Andrew on the hill taking aim at this Dawgs lineup, coming here to compete and pull off a victory. Dialed in on Keegan Roden behind the dish. Showed bunt. Lays off. And Galvin with a quality AB, looking to get the Dawgs going here in the top of the second. And Carnes misses high. So, referring to Andrew Yusupchuk, who's now watching from the dugout.
Yep.
Watching Carnes on the hill.
So now it's up to Tyler Hummel for the Dawgs to keep this rally going.
No outs here in the top of the second. Alex Carnes on the hill. 1-0 on the season. Has some location issues in the first, and as he works on Hummel here in the second. Nice off speed, the throw down by Roden. It goes to 1-1. Adam, you kind of seen your share of Alex Carnes. Andrew kind of chimed in earlier. What do you see from the young man in the circle?
Well, Carnes, my favorite thing about him is that over-the-top arm slot. It just tunnels his pitches so well, and the high fastball of his will really stay high. High spin rate guy, and throws the fastball right there, right by Tyler Hummel there. So for Carnes, just that high arm slot really throws a lot of hitters off. It makes it hard to differentiate between his pitches. And I would say that's his biggest asset on the bump.
Checking in is Justin Beaujolais, the second baseman, followed by Eric Hartman. Carnes firing and missing outside part of the plate. Fans in from Canada enjoying good weather, Mother Nature cooperating. Even if the temperature was like 15 or 20 degrees colder, they consider this their summer. So
Yeah.
they're enjoying it.
Yeah. And you know, I'm surprised that I got a little nervous, I'm not going to lie to you, when I saw some droplets start to come down, but quickly went away, and the skies are now still cloud covered, but not pouring on us.
Adam Perry, not only is he studying to be a doctor, but a possible meteorologist as well.
Yeah, no, let's add it on there.
Like I said, you're versatile.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't do. You're like Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me When You Can. You wear multiple caps. Swing right through, Roden down to second base, and that is a heads-up slide by Matt Galvin getting in. But no question, another quality throw by Keegan Roden down to second base.
Yeah, Keegan Roden looks sharp behind the plate tonight. And I'm not too sure I agree with that call, to be honest with you, Joe. But nevertheless, Carnes, 2 strikes, looking for the payoff pitch.
Beaujolais, this one stroke to right, and that's going to drop right in front of Radier Hancock. And going to third base is Galvin, and Beaujolais with the nice hit, and the Dawgs with runners at first and third. Stepping in, Eric Hartman singled his first time up. So in the early stages of this one, Doc, seems Carnes is just missing key locations.
Yep, struggling a little bit tonight. Maybe doesn't have his sharpest stuff, but Carnes is a competitor, and he's not going to go down to these Dawgs without a fight.
Carnes locked in on Roden. This one bounced to the right side. Jamo, and the throw over as a run comes in. Good play by Armstrong, ranging to his left, but a good quality AB by Hartman getting the run in, and it's 2-1 Dawgs. And those are the little things in a box score that matter the most. The ability to move the runner, do the little things to have productive at-bats or defensively on the field that matter the most. Landon Kaufman stepping in, bounced out to Armstrong his first time up. Carnes looking to limit the damage in the top of the second. And that one gets away from Roden. Taking the stroll down. Beaujolais now at third base. pitch.
Ooh.
And that misses on the outside part of the plate.
Good spot there from Carnes.
Alex Carnes laboring a little bit in these first 2 innings. And this time, right down the middle of the plate. Much needed strike. And Adam, maybe sometimes, and you've been in this situation, does it just take a couple pitches maybe sometimes to get in a rhythm?
Yeah, sometimes you can come into the game and kind of have a bit of a slow start, which we could be seeing from Carnes here as this ball is belted towards right field. That ball's going to one-hop the wall. There quickly is Ryder Hancock to get it in, and J-Mo on the cutoff.
So Kaufman gives one a ride, and another run is in. And the Dawgs barking loudly in the top of the second.
Yeah, Carnes
now leading 3-1.
Carnes just leaving some of these pitches up, and the Dawgs are capitalizing. So Carnes needs to get locked in here.
Eric Mackay up.
Limit damage. This ball
That
hit
one is
hard
smoked
towards
to
right. Ryder Hancock getting it in quick, and the run is going to come across. That's the third here in the top of the second. The Dawgs now lead 4 to the Coyotes 1.
And the Dawgs right now
are barking
loudly, and they're teeing off on that outside pitch and showing some good patience and just some good fundamentals, just taking the ball the other way. Lewis Felix Anderson stepping in. Walked his first time up. Roden down to second base, and good base running, and Mackay sliding in. So the Dawgs aggressive on the base path as well, hitting well and doing their damage. 90 feet and then some. And Carnes misses high. And right now you root for Alex Carnes to dial in. I mean, you don't want to see a young man labor, and right now he's laboring, and you want to see him get out of this inning and maybe go another inning or two and just regain his poise as he steps off, chases the runner back.
Yeah, and it's not too late in this outing for him to turn around. We've seen it other times this season from Coyote pitchers, a similar situation, maybe having 1 or 2 bad innings to start, and then all of a sudden they just come out and completely turn it around. So that's what we're hoping here for Carnes as he gets the easy ground out there.
But the damage is done. The Dawgs bark, and bite. They put up a 3 spot. We go to the bottom of the second with the Coyotes trailing 4-1. Bottom of the second, and the Coyotes with some work to do, trailing 4-1. Keegan Roden followed by Blake Tigas and John Enright. And in that first game, Keegan Roden was the hero with the walk-off base hit that won the game as the squad knocked off Scottsdale Post Grad in extra innings 7-6, and Roden's been on fire at the dish. And this one lifted to the right side. The second baseman, Justin Beaujolais, is there for the first out here in the second inning. Stepping in, Blake Tigas. Blake played a good portion in that first game as well on the season. Limited bats, hitting .412. And scorches one.
Wow.
And a great play by Benito Bonilla at third base for the second out. And Blake was on point with that swing, and just a hard line out to Bonilla. And sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due. Good swing and even a better play by the third baseman.
Yeah, nothing for Blake to hang his head about, and I'm sure he knows that. He's going back in the dugout. He knows he just got a good piece. He's locked in tonight, and he looked pretty good in the first game as well.
John Enright stepping in. Johnny versatility. Now up to 267. The batting average is going up. More playing time and making the most of it.
It was only a matter of time for John Enright to figure out the batting side of things. So I'm glad that he's starting to turn it up a little bit.
And Nate Ortiz, the fellow middle infielder, talked about Enright. Tireless work ethic, always brings the A game, wants to get better, and got to applaud players like that, right?
Yeah.
A player that just wants to continue to battle and give himself a chance to be productive on the field. And Yusupchuk misses on the outside part of the dish. 2-2, top of the order with Porter Pittman. We'll see his first at bat in this one. This one bounced to the left side. Long throw by the shortstop and a great play. Eric Mackay ranging deep and the toss over. Quality leather by the Dawgs shortstop. We go to the third with the Dawgs leading 4-1. We go to the top of the third. Alex Carnes in his third inning of work, and you like to see the young man lock it up and get this frame going in the right way. And stepping in, Benito Bonilla, who walked his first time up. Dawgs with a 4-1 lead, putting up a 3 spot in the second inning. Carnes rocks and fires, and that's a nice bender. And hits the spot, the most important thing. Carnes locked in on Keegan Roden. Fastball ripped down the line, just foul. And once again, the Dawgs getting another good, solid piece of lumber on Carnes. Luckily, that was just foul, that third base line.
Yeah, now Carnes in a great situation. This can be a pivotal at bat for his entire outing. If he's able to start this inning off with a quick out, then he'd be in good shape. This one,
there it is.
Beautiful bender from Alex Carnes gets Benito Bonilla swinging and whiffing for out number 1.
Good sequence by Carnes on the mound, stepping in. Decian Spooner, the first baseman, popped to center his first time up. Of course, Roden behind the dish. Dante Turgeon at first, Jameson Armstrong at second, Enright at short, Tigas at third, Seth Moore in left, Porter Pittman in center, And Ryder Hancock in right field as Spooner swings through the first pitch. And fellas, for both of you, I know you're anxious redshirting this year, but how anxious are you two ready to get out there and put the jersey on and Adam lead the charge on the mound and Andrew catch some balls behind the dish and call a great game and get some base knocks at the dish?
I mean, every time I'm up here in the booth, in the back of my mind, that's just screaming, that's going to be me soon, that's going to be me soon. And I can't wait. I'm like, honestly, I'm ecstatic to be back next year. And, you know, watching these guys every day really just fuels that fire in me.
And there's no question there'll be a contingency from Castile over here watching you, right?
Of course.
Adam Perry fan club. Armstrong, they'll flip over for the second out, and just let me know if there's a membership fee to join the Doctor fan club, okay? And do I get an autographed picture with that as well?
Absolutely, Joe.
$20 a month.
Got it.
80 up front.
Okay.
Sounds like Perry's a businessman now.
80 up front, $20 a month, but you get a special message from the doc that inspires monthly.
Mm-hmm.
First pitch to
Beautiful.
Matt Galvin, who walked his first time up.
Close miss from Carnes. That fastball was just outside, and I'm glad to see him working around the zone now. Real close, not missing by much, throwing competitive pitches. This is what Carnes needed to come out here and do. And right there, oof, barely misses again with the fastball, this time just inside.
Good spots.
Yeah. So Carnes looking like he turned the page. He's doing well so far here in the top of the third.
Carnes, the sophomore from Idaho. And you can
That one is
see
in there.
him starting to establish his own 2-1 count. Nice to see him lock up this third inning and get the Coyotes back with the lumber and with an opportunity to score some runs. And that misses high. Goes 3-1. Fellas, have you ever been to Canada?
No, but
No.
it is on the list.
No, haven't been.
So for Andrew, his goal is to cross the border. And this one, sky to right field. Hancock coming in, and that ball's going to drop. Good effort by Armstrong, trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Could not, so two-out work by Galvin, and stepping in is Tyler Hummel, who struck out his first time up. Got to love the effort by Armstrong.
Yeah.
Ranging, that's not an easy play for an infielder. Ranging over the shoulder and put an A effort, just fell short between him and Ryder in right field.
And I mean, that's what you can consistently expect from J-Mo. He brings that every day.
Hummel takes a pitch low for ball one. Want to see Alex Carnes get out of this frame. A tough first, even a tougher second, putting up a 3 spot. And the Dawgs made it look easy in that second inning. Knocking the ball around the yard for 3 runs. One-0 count to Hummel. This one, left side. Good glove work by Tigges, and the throw over to J-Mo, and that'll do it. So Carnes locks it up. We go to the bottom half with the Coyotes trailing 4-1. So stepping in, the Fighting Philly himself, Amir McGee. And Amir skies one right over the broadcast booth. And once again, Nate Ortiz not bringing the glove work whatsoever. He's supposed to be the middle infielder of leather, the guru. And needs to say, once again, he does not come through. So Amir takes a first strike swinging. And Yusupchuk misses on the outside part of the plate. Coyotes with some work to do, trailing 4-1. This one skied right back and quickly goes to 1-2 on Amir.
You know, it's so funny how much the Chuck brothers look alike. Even the way they pitch, the way they stand up there on the mound. Two very identical. Amir McGee's going to send one to the middle. Infield up in the air. That's going to be caught by the shortstop. Be the first recorded out of the inning.
Yeah. Eric McKay, the shortstop, who made a great play in the previous inning, made that one look easy. And stepping in is Jamison Armstrong. J-Mo with the double his first time up. Jamison Armstrong goes lights out at second base, constantly puts the ball in play. Good person to have in that second hole in the lineup.
Good job up there today. Let's go.
The Fighting Canadian at the dish. Canadian versus Canadian. Takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. Michael Yusupchuk facing his brother, Andrew, a member of the Coyotes, to start this one early. A great moment. And Michael wins the battle.
Yeah, on 3 pitches, too.
On 3 pitches. Now, fellas, what was the buzz like going into that? Was Andrew confident that he could lay some lumber against his brother?
Andrew was absolutely confident, yeah.
I don't know. I talked to him before the game, and he had some nerves going. I'm not gonna lie. This was right before he went up for his at bat. He was behind the dugout, watching his brother warm up, and he had some nerves going. That's all I'll say.
Armstrong goes down swinging. Now hitting the red hot Dante Turgeon. Hitting .407. 27 RBIs, 5 home runs. Among the league leader in the conference in those stats. Fouls that one off quickly. Dante's the kind of hitter. He can fall behind in the count. So poised. Got that quick hands, can put the ball in play anywhere in the yard. 0-1 pitch. And that's a nice bender by Yusupchuk. Quickly goes to 0-2.
Yeah, dude, he looks so much like Chuck. It's ridiculous.
He is Chuck.
Oh, yeah, he's Chuck Jr.
This one skied to the right side, and the first baseman overruns it as Turgeon might have been a distraction coming up that first base line.
Right place, right time.
But no question, that's the first baseman's ball. Has to call the pitcher off and make that play.
Yep.
So Turgeon, 2 strike count. Coyotes trailing 4-1. This one lifted to center field. Eric Hartman now coming in, and Hartman on his giddy up makes it. And that's going to do it for the Coyotes. At the end of 3, it's 4-1. Dawgs. Top of the fourth, Justin Beaujolais stepping in to face Mr. Carnes. Mr. Carnes locked it up in the third. Beaujolais singled his first time up. And Carnes starts the at-bat with a nice strike. Keegan Roden behind the dish. Roden doing a little bit of everything. Good arm, good defensively, and Carnes comes back with a nice bender, quickly goes to 0-2. And fellas, third inning is where we're seeing the real Mr. Carnes on the mound.
Absolutely, ran into a little bit of trouble, but he's just now finding his groove.
This one left to the left side, and right there is Blake Tigas drop step easily, and first out here in the fourth, and checking in, Eric Hartman. Singled and grounded out to second base. And Carnes misses inside for ball one. So some national pride on the line here as well, fellas. Chandler-Gilbert from the Fighting Nation of Chandler, Arizona.
Yep.
And the United States of America. And of course, the Dawgs from the Calgary area. So bragging rights on the line here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some neighborly rivalry taking place.
Yeah. Now this one smoked to the left center field gap, and that's going to be cut off. And needs to say, the runner going to third, and that's a quality rip and quality aggressive play by Eric Hartman. A little bit of miscommunication by the Coyotes in the outfield, and Hartman takes advantage and ends up at third base after a solid rip in the left center field gap. And the Dawgs once again barking with one on, runner at third, and only one out here in the fourth.
Yeah, and you can see the infield now playing in, trying to prevent the Dawgs from pulling away any further.
Landon Kaufman at the dish, grounded out and ripped a double. Coyotes playing Kaufman straight ahead, and he swings right through that one. Goes to 1-1. So, fellas, in a game like this afterwards, look, great connections between these two teams. Do you get to know the other players from the Dawgs as well? Maybe exchange some uniforms or any team pictures or anything like that? Get to know those guys in that team, being that it is a feeder team for the Chandler-Gilbert squad?
Yeah, I'm sure the Canadian guys on our team, they definitely, hang out. I'm sure some of them grab dinner together after the games and whatnot, but when it's game time, and these guys turn to bitter rivals. Alex Carnes looking to work out of trouble here. Misses away with the fastball.
Goes to 3-1. Eric Hartman at third base. Nice shot to left center. 3-1 count. And that misses high and inside. And Carnes in trouble. And stepping in, Eric Mackay. Doubled and singled in a run in the 3-run second inning. So right now, Adam, let's play managerial cap.
Yep.
Runners at the corners. Carnes is struggling. What do you want to see from him in the rest of this inning?
He's got to be back to third inning Carnes, and he's got to be peppering the zone. Anytime you walk a batter in a situation that you're down and clawing for runs, that runner that is now on first base for free could turn into another run for the Dawgs. So limiting walks, being around the zone, making competitive pitches is where Carnes needs to be for the rest of this inning. And there he is, curveball down the middle. Great pitch from Carnes.
Nice bender. Mackay, patient at the dish, took it for strike one. Runners at the corners. Only one out here in the top of the fourth. Alex Carnes laboring yet again. Slow bouncer, left side. Tigges, high hop, throws over, and that gets away from the first baseman, Dante Turgeon. One run is in. Another one is racing in, and going to third base is Eric Mackay, and a routine play that got thrown away, and the Dawgs take advantage, and they now lead 6-1. And the question is, who gets the error? The throw by Tigges, or is that a ball at first base Dante could have possibly brought in?
That's a good question, Joe. That throw looked like it was close enough to be picked, but Dante didn't get a glove on it, so that one might go down on Tigges.
So we move forward. 2 more runs are in. Lewis Felix Anderson stepping in. Walked and grounded out to second. And the Dawgs coming to Chandler with a purpose. Slow roller. Tigges fields cleanly. Throw over to first base. And that retires Felix Anderson. Benito Bonilla checking in. Walked and struck out. So Mackay at third base on the infield error that brought in 2 runs. Coyotes have to tighten some things up in this one to have an opportunity to crawl back, and Bonilla answers with a base knock up the middle. And those Dawgs from Calgary barking yet again, another run on the board. And they now lead 7-1. So the team from across the border that really can't play baseball at this point because it's too cold, they come down here. They come down with a purpose, of course, to enjoy the good weather and the sunshine, but it's also a business trip to set the tone for their season. And they're answering the call after the loss the other day to the Coyotes. DC and Spooner at the dish. Ball 1 as Carnes fires a fastball, and that's fouled off.
Yeah, these Okotoks Dawgs came out screaming here today, maybe trying to avenge the loss to Chandler-Gilbert, but for Chandler-Gilbert now, they're going to have to start clawing back at these runs. They have a lot of baseball left to play, but they can't expect a miracle, a 6-run home run. They have to, chip away run by run. And that all starts right here with Alex Carnes minimizing damage. Three have already scored this inning, but preventing another is huge.
And there's still plenty of time left in this game. You never know what can happen. All of a sudden, Yusupchuk falls off the cliff, and he allows 5 runs, and the Coyotes get into the Dawgs bullpen and knock them around a little bit, and they take the lead. That's the beauty of baseball. You can expect the unexpected. Carnes misses up top. So Bonilla, good speed at first base. 2 outs here. Three runs in. Runners going. Little hit and run. That one's fouled off. Spooner trying to find that 5-6 hole going the other way. Alex Carnes. DC and Spooner. And this one skied to center field. Outfielder is there and makes the play, and that is going to do it for the Dawgs in the top of the fourth. They tack on 3 more, and they lead by the count of 7-1. Bottom of the fourth, Ryder Hancock, Seth Moore, and Easton Bryant facing Michael Yusupchuk. This one bounced to the right side and flip over, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Seth Moore stepping in. And Michael Yusupchuk kind of ripping through this Coyotes lineup. What are you seeing from the right-hander, Doc?
Yeah, Michael is pitching well so far. And he has a similar arsenal to his brother. He's able to mix it up. They actually have a pretty similar throw, oddly enough. And there's the bender from Yusupchuk. But yeah, that fastball, curveball combination has proven very difficult for the Coyotes to adjust to. Up to bat, it's Seth Moore. And as we said, maybe some limited at-bats, but the kid's got tools in the toolbox. He's got power, he's got speed. He's looking to put it all together here against Yusupchuk.
Seth Moore checking in on the day, hitting .333. Got power to all fields, a big, strong tank. Good career at Chandler High, was injured most of his senior year, but then came on strong in their playoff run to the state title, eventually losing to Hamilton in the finals. Two count. And Moore stays alive, fouling it off. So fellas, for people watching at home, to be a student athlete and the demands of that, how difficult is it for you both trying to balance as this one's lifted to the infield and the shortstop is right there and for the second out of the inning? How difficult, how demanding is it trying to balance playing baseball and your homework and everything else, and of course time to recoup as well?
Yeah, not much time to recoup is what it comes down to. When you focus on everything, like getting your schoolwork done, staying on top of all that, getting your training done, working out, meal prepping, eating. Next thing you know,
a big one.
Next thing you know, you're running off of 5-6 hours a night of sleep, and it's just not enough. So definitely a time crunch for the JUCO student athlete.
Bryant swings to the first one, grounds out to the second baseman. That made it the first baseman, Declan Spooner, on the putout. And that's going to do it for the Coyotes here in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the fifth. The Dawgs up 7-1. We go to the fifth inning. Alex Carnes still on the hill. He'll face Matt Galvin, Tyler Hummel, Justin Beaujolais. Galvin has walked and singled. Good night. And Carnes starts him off with a fastball missing. So Coach Watson wants to see his young man produce, wants to build his confidence. Look, This game ultimately, it's an exhibition game essentially. This one drilled to center field, and right there is, looks like
Amir McGee,
who took over for Porter Pittman in center field. So McGee tracks that one down. The Fighting Philly for the first out here in the 5th. So for Coach Watson, giving the young man an opportunity to fight through and look to build his confidence. Most importantly, to build his confidence.
Yeah, build some confidence, build some expertise as well, some experience. This
And
ball
Tyler
is
Hummel at the wall. Hancock can't make the play at the wall. This one, throw to third and a rifle by Jamison Armstrong.
Wow. What an effort from Ryder Hancock. He nearly grabbed that ball and he crashed into the fence, but he wasn't dazed. He got the ball in super quick, and JMO finished the job. Wonderful play there from the Coyote defense, and if that was during the day, Hummel might be making his trot around the bags.
So if you're scoring at home, and if you are, see a doctor immediately. 9-4-5 on the putout.
Yes. Wow.
Justin Beaujolais stepping in. Walked and popped to third. And this one skied to center. Amir McGee right there. And Alex Carnes dialing it up. Gets a great play defensively from Ryder Hancock and Jamison Armstrong. And we go to the home half of the 5th with the Coyotes trailing 7-1. Bottom of the 5th, Keegan Roden looking to jumpstart the Coyotes, and he does it. First pitch, lines it to left, and a good start for the home team, trailing 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Stepping in, Blake Tigas, who lined to third and was robbed by a great play by Bonilla at third base, his first time up. Keegan Roden won the first game with a late inning single to right, walk-off style. The bench cleared, fired up Coyotes, escaping that pesky Scottsdale team. Now Tigas looking to answer the Roden single. Keegan Roden really hitting the ball well, really seeing the ball well at the plate. Sometimes you get in that zone, looks like a beach ball. Tigas at the dish. Runners going. This one's skied out of play. Appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Was fortunate enough to call the basketball team losing in the playoffs to Scottsdale last week. Great season for Coach Silsby and his team, putting up a school record 21 wins. Great athletes on that squad. But you'll find great athletes all over the campus of Chandler-Gilbert.
Yeah, a lot of good sports programs.
Throw over. Looking to keep the runner close. Tigges hitting over 400. Couldn't lay off the bender. Michael Yusupchuk gets Tigges first out. Checking in is Johnny Versatility, John Enright. Bounced out to shortstop his first time up. Dawgs outfield slightly shaded to right. Yusupchuk misses on the outer half. And fellas, all about clawing. One run at a time.
Yep.
Rally cap on, get the fire going, get the bats going, start making some noise. Enright swings right through that. 1-1 count. Yusupchuk in control of this one. Gave up a run in the bottom of the first and really locked it down since. Coyotes with and throw down. Big strike there. Coyotes with only 4 hits off Michael Yusupchuk. Of course, started with him facing his brother Andrew, the pitcher for the Coyotes. Andrew's first collegiate at bat. Nothing that he'll want to remember. And John Enright goes down as he could not hold up. Now it's Amir. Flew out to shortstop his first time up. And I love every time I see Amir, I ask him how the family's doing in Philly, and they watch. And that's the beautiful thing about the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network is that people from all over the universe can dial in.
Can watch us, yeah.
Yeah, from Canada to Philadelphia to New York.
You name it.
All across the great USA. And of course, the great people in Canada as well. Amir looking to make some noise here. Just gets a piece. So, Doc, give us kind of an impression of Yusupchuk. I mean, gave up a run in that first and locked it down since.
Yeah, so I was talking about it earlier, but Yusupchuk in that fastball curveball combination has just shut down the Yodi offense so far. Let up 1 in the first, and for the next 3 innings, he's posted 0s. But that fastball is starting to get away from him a little bit. He's missed twice in a row with it now. And 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th puts Michael in a pretty good situation yet again.
And you can hear those Dawgs fans supporting him on the mound. Fires the high, hard heat past Amir. Now Amir has to protect the plate with a 3-2 count. Runner is going. Base knock. Could potentially score a run. 3-2 pitch. And Amir with a good cut. Swings right through it. Fouls it off. We'll do it all over again. So, fellas, it's been a long time since I've been in school. I did have to go to real estate school to become a commercial real estate broker. What is your toughest class right now?
Probably, I would say my bio class, to be honest. Bio, it's a class and a lab. So you have to type some nice, good old lab reports, some lab write-ups. And the tests in that class are hard as well. A lot of memorization. So the bio class for me.
3-2 pitch. And Amir skies this one. And once again, the first baseman, the catcher with an opportunity, and the first baseman drops that one, and you got to be able to glove that. Declan Spooner over there. No relation to Desian Spooner.
No.
It's definitely Declan, and I appreciate the doc who's got better eyes than me. I've got old man eyes, and the doc has got those crisp, young, youthful 20/20 vision.
That's what we do. We help each other out.
3-2 pitch. And McGee draws the walk.
That was a great at-bat from Amir.
Yeah, Amir battled
He
it.
really worked for that one.
And one of the coaches coming out on the mound to talk to Michael Yusufchuk. And that might do it here. And that will. Yusufchuk is stepping out, and a good outing by the Fighting Canadian, keeping the Coyotes in check with only 1 run allowed. We'll take a break here. More from Chandler-Gilbert with Fury, Perry, and Pequeno on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. So the Dawgs go to the bullpen and bring in Carson Hindmarsh, the lefty, going up against a fellow lefty and Jameson Armstrong. And Hindmarsh, fastball, misses for ball 1. Armstrong in the night. Another base knock, a double in the first, and Cade in the third. Hindmarsh trying to keep the runners close, and Armstrong rips one down the line. 1 run's going to score. Amir heading toward third base. And Jammin' Jamo comes through with the base knock to right field.
J Money, man. Wow. This kid just keeps showing up. Day after day, Jamo's either posting a defensive highlight or making an offensive game-changing play just like that one. So what we were talking about, the Coyotes going to have to chip away run by run. A lot of baseball left to play. And it's good that the Coyotes finally get back on the board. Haven't scored since the first inning. And now they're in a position to score again with runners on first and third, and Dante Turgeon up to bat.
Lumber Incorporated at the dish. Dante Hindmarsh, first pitch, misses high for ball 1. And a player like Jameson Armstrong, here's a young man, plays lights out second base, puts the ball in play all the time, good in the middle of the lineup. No question he's going to be a valuable asset to some team at the next level.
Whoever gets him is lucky. Let me tell you, he's a great guy on and off the field, so happy for him that he's found so much success this season.
1-1 count from Hindmarsh.
Speaking of success, Dante Turgeon having a monstrous season. Always seems to find a way to get something done. As Hindmarsh and his battery mate have a quick conversation, Dante's just looking to get back in the box.
And let's clarify by Jameson Armstrong. Wanted to give him credit from being born across the border, but he's actually from Goodyear, went to Millennium High School. He's a Tiger.
He is.
On the West Valley. So now he's playing collegiately over here in the East Valley. And Dante looking to put Hindmarsh somewhere the other way. And this one fouled straight back. Goes to 2-2. And you can hear those Dawgs fans rooting Carson Hindmarsh on. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 in. Runners at the corner. Hindmarsh versus Lumber Incorporated. That misses low and inside. Goes to 3-2. On deck, Ryder Hancock. 1 for 2 on the night. So all of a sudden, slowly but surely, chipping away. We got some members of the Chandler-Gilbert girls softball team here. I believe that's Paige Salazar over there, if I'm correct.
Paige,
how are you?
Brandy Ayala,
Brandy Ayala.
Kennedy Converse.
Kennedy Converse. And maybe those young ladies can come up and join us for an inning and say hello. Now, true story about Paige Salazar, okay? Pitched a great game as Turgeon works the walk and a good at bat. So now they're loaded up and Ryder with an opportunity here. And we do post-game interviews. We set them up right over there, and because literally where we have the cameras right by the fence, so we'll do the interviews. And Paige was a little shy at first. Right? She didn't want to do them. And I'm like, Paige, it's your opportunity to sell yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Get your name out there for the next level. And now she's like, she's charismatic on camera. As dazzling as she is on the mound, as charismatic now on the mic.
Yeah, I've heard that she's been phenomenal this year on the bump.
Transfer from
Good for her.
Phoenix Junior College. And now the Dawgs coach coming out with a conversation for Hindmarsh. And no question, wants to see the lefty reeled in a little bit. As we have a plane coming overhead. I am a big fan of girls softball. Been covering it for a long time. My daughter currently plays club, and she also plays on the high school circuit. So it's always great to see the young ladies on the diamond competing. And look, they're giving 150%. And if you haven't seen a girls softball game, you're missing out. 1-0 pitch. And Ryder laying off. And Hindmarsh having some degree of difficulties on the bump.
Yeah, this is what the Coyotes needed to happen. Yusupchuk was lights out tonight, and they started to get to him a little bit. The Dawgs had Yusupchuk on a short leash, and that short leash has turned out to be in the Coyotes' favor.
So Ryder looking for a pitch in his zone and smokes one in the gap. Giving chase as a center fielder. Diving and comes up with a catch is Eric Hartman, robbing Ryder Hancock of extra bases, and he gets a big round of applause from the home crowd. So the Coyotes get one across. It's now 7-2 as we head to the 6th. Bottom of the 6th. And the Dawgs looking for more. Stepping in. We saw him with that great catch in center field to rob Ryder Hancock with the bases loaded. Eric Hartman steps in against Alex Carnes. And what a great catch by Hartman in center field. If he doesn't make that play, 3 runs are in. The run.
That could have absolutely put the Coyotes back in the game. So that was a big defensive play, but let's not forget about his offensive strides this game as well.
Hartman bounces one to the right side, and great range by Jamo at second. Flips over for the first out here in the top of the 6th.
It's actually Blake Tiggis at second base.
Tiggis moving to second
Brought
base.
that one in, yeah.
Enright now at third, and that is that Camden Plew at short.
Yeah, so the infield's changing a little bit. Karn's still at top of the bump, though. A good framing attempt there from Keegan Roden. Not going to get the call for his pitcher Carnes. That's going to bring the count to 1-0.
And that's the beautiful thing about this broadcast team. Picking each other up. Andrew saw the changes, fires that across the board, and now the throw over, and good play by Camden Plew for the second out in the 6th. Eric Mackay stepping in. A double, a single, and a couple hits on the night. The ball
Time's
got
going to be
loose.
called. Keegan Roden trying to make a play there, throws it away. Just going to make it that much harder for the Okotoks to get that ball. The umpire not going to give Carnes that call. The curveball.
Mackay sitting back, looking for his pitch, having a good night at the dish. Carnes, 2 quick outs.
Wow.
And some good framing behind the plate, but still doesn't get the call.
Yeah, so that's going to be 3-0. All close pitches from Carnes. Just really showing that eye from the hitter there.
Lewis Felix Anderson on deck. This one bounced to the left side. Plew, perfect one hop. Fires a strike over, and Carnes, 1-2-3. We go to the home half of the 6th with the home team trailing by 5. So Jose Nunez, hard-throwing right-hander, now on the bump for the Dawgs. At the dish, the powerful Seth Moore, followed by Easton Bryant and Keegan Roden. Yotes trailing by 5 here in the 6th. Give the Dawgs credit. They've come with a purpose. Got good pitching by Yupachuk on the mound. Some timely hitting and some good defense by Bonilla, as well as their shortstop, Eric Mackay. And that misses as Moore takes. Moore, young man, going to wait for his opportunity next year. He's going to be in that starting lineup regularly, and he'll put up some numbers. Swings right through the high heat from Nunez. Now he's got 2 strikes. Easton Bryant on deck. And Moore swinging right through that one for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Adam, are you, when you go to the mound for the Coyotes, will you be a reliever or will you be a starter?
It all depends how the fall goes, but I think probably going to start out of the bullpen, start in relief, and then hopefully work into a starting role. But for now, we'll go with relief.
So that being said, now that you've called games, does it give you a different perspective from being on the mound to seeing it and calling it live?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I've gained so much just baseball IQ and knowledge from over this season of literally just watching baseball all the time, watching, talking about it, having to dissect it. So I'm excited to get back on the mound and show off my newly found baseball IQ.
Now, do your fellow teammates in the dugout, do they kind of like razz you and Andrew a little bit for some of the calls? I mean, or are they like, hey man, you guys are doing a good job? Because of course you are.
Yeah, I would say there's a good mix of both. You know, they definitely, oh man,
my.
the giant Bryant sending a towering shot deep to center field, but got under that one a little bit. Sounded really good off the bat, but the launch angle just wasn't there.
Yeah, once again, it's Eric Hartman who's playing Gold Glove center field for the Dawgs, bringing that one in. Keegan Roden stepping in. Popped to second and got a single in the 5th. Roden really hitting the ball well, playing well behind the plate. And Coach Watson doing a good really nice job of giving everyone an opportunity, giving him some playing time, because of course likes to see the team win, but it's also trying to take care of these young men to get to the next level as well. Bender inside, that catches inside part of the plate. And talking to Coach Watts before the game, he said the most important part of this game, regardless of the win or loss, was the Yusupchuk brothers facing off in that first inning.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Michael came out on top. So Andrew Yusupchuk going to have to go back to the batting cages and try and figure some things out after this one.
1-2 count. And that's a tough no call right there, and Keegan stays alive. Draws it to 2-2. Nunez coming out of the bullpen, firing BBs. Roden, 2-2 pitch. Takes high for ball 3. And that just shows you the character of the man in that dugout, John Watson. Thought the most special moment was the 2 brothers with a lifetime memory.
Yeah.
And everyone was here to take part in it.
That's what baseball's all about, man. Making those lifelong memories, having fun, and Keegan Roden is going to have him some fun on the way down to first base.
Checking in, Blake Tigas, line to third on a great play by Bonilla, and then struck out, got fooled in the 5th. His first opportunity against Nunez. Hard throwing right-hander. Coyotes trailing by 5. Dawgs with 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the 4th. And Tigas shoots one down the left field line.
Tigas!
And that is fair. On his
Attaboy.
giddy up is Keegan Roden. And coming around to score. And Blake Tigas does the job in a big way.
Wow, Blake Tigas. Oh my goodness. So happy for that kid. Up there standing at second base. Man, he got a good piece of that one off of Nunez. Maybe left it up and Blake made him pay. That ball was lined hard.
And how about Devin DeVera pinch running for Roden on his giddy up, read that like a champ and full throttle all the way around. Stepping in, Mr. Versatility, John Enright. The lead now cut to 4. And John Enright with an opportunity. Enright, fastball, take it for a strike. He's got that whole right side, little cue ball. Could score Tigas. Okay, along with the Adam Perry fan club that I'm now paying $80 a month for and waiting for my special message to inspire me on a monthly basis.
It's in the mail.
I want to join the Blake Tigas fan club as well.
Yeah, sign me up.
Because here's a young man that just goes out there, plays hard, and puts the ball in play. This young guy can hit. He's hitting over 400 in limited opportunities. He puts the ball in play, and he's getting better as the season's going.
Yeah, I mean, we keep saying limited opportunities for Blake Tigas, but soon enough, he's going to be hitting a real legit 400. I mean, at this rate, wow, the kid can't stop producing.
Enright. And Enright frozen at the dish, and Nunez gets out of it, but Tigas delivers on the 2-bagger. Coyotes get one back and go to the 7th, trailing 7-3. Trevor Young now in, out of the pen. Lefty coming in.
Tricky Trev.
ERA shade under 4. Going to work against this very tough Dawgs lineup. Lewis Felix Anderson stepping in. Walked, grounded out to second, and grounded out to third. The Dawgs with a 7-3 lead here. The team from Calgary. And Trev firing the gas. So we have all kinds of viewers that dial in to the Chandler-Gilbert telecast, from the Fighting McGees in Philadelphia to potential loved ones out there that always like to just watch baseball, watch their loved ones on the field.
Yeah, in the broadcasting booth.
Potentially. My wife dials in every now and then and watches.
Your wife? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. To my wife, Stephanie, and my daughters. My daughters don't care about my broadcasting whatsoever.
No.
But needs to say, my wife will dial in every now and then. So because it's all about
supporting you in every endeavor.
It's all about baseball. It's all about Coyotes love in any kind of capacity.
Joe, do you ever bring out like the announcing tone at the house?
The announcer.
I don't think I talk announcer here. I think I just talk.
I think it's very raw. I think,
you do pretty good.
We're very raw.
If you want me to talk, look, I've
give us your announcing act.
You want me to act like some of the people I've worked with?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second as this
ball,
one is
though,
smoked in the right center field gap.
Wow.
Bonilla turning the corner, and Bonilla on his way to second base, and he's going to stand up at second base with a 1-out double. And Benito Bonilla with a walk, a single, and an RBI, and now a 1-out double against Trevor Young here in the 7th.
Yeah, Bonilla got a good piece of that one. Sat on it, crushed it into that right center gap. And now the pressure's on a little bit here for Tricky Trev.
Yeah, Trevor Young now facing Declan Spooner. Pop to center, grounded out, and pop to center yet again. And Trevor Young on the mound and misses outside for ball one as Declan Spooner
there it is.
at the dish. And this team from the Fighting Alberta area coming to the Chandler area and really putting up a fight. Really taking it to the Coyotes.
That's hilarious.
Now, I have worked with people that actually have
really
changed their
oh,
tone,
man.
and every time you hear that,
then
you're
in between innings, they're like, "What's up, Joe?"
You're like, really?
Normal.
Yeah.
Or they start talking so high and start talking like this. You're like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And that young lady over there is like, what are they talking about over there?
Yeah. We're having a blast, and so is Dante Turgeon making a smooth pick over there at first base, recording the out himself. So helping out Trev.
Yeah, Dante unassisted on the one hopper. Good glove work to his left, ranged over, got the out. Runner advances, and stepping in is Matt Galvin. And by the way, fellas, if you ever hear me talk like that in the course of the cast, you're more than welcome to take away my car keys and make me walk off.
Well, we never have, and I don't think we ever will, Joe.
No. Galvin takes outside for ball one. So this Dawgs team from Alberta, they've played some good defense. They've pitched well. They got good hitters in that lineup. I mean, you can see why there is a strong connection as this bounced down the left field line, and the great play at third base and the throw over, and that is just safe, but an incredible play by
Ethan Hatch.
Ethan Hatch at third base, who stepped in, and Hatch almost saved a run and given A for effort. But needs to say, Matt Galvin with the infield single drives in another, and the lead is now 8-3.
Yeah, props to Ethan Hatch there. I mean, that ball was smoked on the third base line. He laid out, grabbed that ball and tried to make the play as quick as he could.
Runners
but
going.
Matt Galvin was just too fast, and he shows off the speed there. He's in at second standing. So, yeah, Ethan Hatch definitely was not slow on that play. There was a very quick field and throw from him, but Matt Galvin, plus speed, finds himself on second base here.
Tyler Hum at the dish, struck out, bounced out again. Trevor Young, bender, and this is fouled off over the third base dugout. Now, if this was Little League, there'd be little kids tracking down the ball and giving it to the concession stand and getting like maybe a hot dog or soft drink.
Yeah, no little kids.
No.
Over here, nope, just red shirts.
Red shirts.
On the foul ball, so Tricky Trev gets a pop up here. Chasing it is Ethan Hatch. He's going to make the grab for the third out of the inning. So Ethan Hatch, slick grab there. And Tricky Trev allows one run there as the Okotoks Dawgs add to their total now 8 runs to the Coyotes 3 as we head into the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th. Coyotes with another look at Jose Nunez, Mir McGee, Jameson Armstrong, and Dante Turgeon here in the 7th. Coyotes trailing by 5. First pitch from Nunez. Big slow bender. The Fighting Philly, lays off. And you gotta love, what I love about Amir McGee, here's a young man, East Coast family, chasing a baseball dream. Wherever I got to go to play baseball, I'm going to do it. And here he is, Chandler-Gilbert.
Found himself out here. And I can tell you that Amir is starting to feel at home out here. Finding himself in the box, finding himself out there on the field as well. Chandler-Gilbert has accepted Amir McGee into the Yodi family, no doubt.
And I haven't had the conversation with Amir quite yet. And I want to ask him, do you miss the snow? Because I can tell you, fellas, I'm originally from New York City, and I can handle in doses. It's like fun to see for like, an hour, and then I want to be out of it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. But that hour, though, you might miss it sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that hour, you make a snowman, right?
Yeah.
You get in a snowball fight. You do things like that as McGee draws the walk. And stepping in is Jameson Armstrong, and Armstrong double in the first, struck out, and RBI single. So Armstrong actually is Camden Plew now stepping in that 2-hole. So Armstrong, it's night is done, and Camden Plew, and that gets away.
That one in and out of the glove of the catcher Anderson. And Amir McGee going to move on over to second base. Camden Plew, his job just got that much easier now with the runner on second base.
180 feet away is Amir McGee. Plew hitting .233. The pitch, that one sails high. Jose Nunez, second inning of work. Gave up a run in the 6th. Camden Plew with an opportunity and lays off, and it goes to 3-0. And Dante on deck. Still plenty of time. As the great Yogi Berra once said, it's not over until it's over. And another ball gets away from the bullpen. Ryder Hancock doing the duties. Camden Plew with an opportunity. Takes a strike inside part of the plate. Jose Nunez trying to battle back against Plew in this plate appearance. Second baseman trying to keep McGee close. And good work by Plew, and runners at first and second. Now we got some lumber coming up with Dante Turgeon and the assistant coach of the Dawgs stepping in, talking to Nunez, and Nunez is done. So look, Dawgs aren't messing around, man.
No, everyone on a short leash.
They're here to win. So we'll take a short timeout as the Dawgs make the pitching change. It's the Dawgs and the Coyotes on a beautiful night of baseball here from Chandler-Gilbert.
So here we go, back to action here in the bottom of the seventh. Up to bat, it's Dante Turgeon, and taking the bump for the Okotoks Dawgs, it's Ben Soak. He's in a situation now, runners on first and second, and a dangerous man at the plate. Dante, showing why he's dangerous there, taking a healthy hack at that high fastball, and he's down to strike.
No question if the Coyotes are going to get back in this one. This is the man they want at the dish. So this is the breaking pitch on the outside part of the plate. So it goes to 1-1. No outs here in the bottom of the seventh, and the Dawgs showing this is no exhibition game for them. They want to win this game. Quick leash on Nunez. Soak in. And that's a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Goes to 1-2 on Dante. And the Coyotes were robbed of a potential big inning by center fielder Eric Hartman with the bases loaded and a blast by Ryder Hancock in the last inning. And Turgeon swings right through it for the first out here in the bottom of the seventh. And here comes Ryder with another opportunity. As we mentioned, got robbed with the bases loaded, and a great play by Eric Hartman, the center fielder. Walked in the first, grounded to second, and then robbed by Hartman. In the fifth, two aboard. Soak misses outside. And you could hear those Dawgs fans here rooting their kids on. And you gotta love the fact that this team from Alberta, and they bring the fan base with them. Baseball, the love for it, it's universal. World Baseball Classic
This is,
going on.
you know, I didn't get to make it over to the U.S. Oh, Ryder.
Ryder Hancock, the bad bounce base hit. And that brings in Amir McGee. So Ryder got robbed last inning, and this time a base knock to right. Plates a run. And the Coyotes not done yet. Drawing closer. Now Seth Moore at the dish against Ben Soak. Moore fouls off the bender. So Moore with an opportunity to do some more damage. Tyler Hollick, who was an All-American, played right here at Chandler-Gilbert, the general manager of the Dawgs. And you can see why this team plays the way they do. They've come out here and performed. This one, little blooper down the right field line, and this one is just foul. Little inside out swing by Seth Moore, almost poked it down the right field line. And how about the loyalty of these Dawgs fans? There was a gentleman from Quebec was here, and he was asking me, he's flying out tonight. He was asking me how long it took to get to the airport and checking in, rent a car. I said, you probably want to leave here at 8:15. Give yourself some time. Right?
Yeah. The airport out here is no joke.
Well,
anywhere.
It's a lot
Anywhere.
easier than, like, let's say, like going to LAX, which is the worst airport in the United States of America. Phoenix Sky Harbor is one of the best and easy.
Very open, roomy.
Yeah. Seth Moore bounces the bender foul. Fighting off a pitch from Ben Soak. 1 in, 2 on, 1 out. Moore has the huge hole between first and second. 2-strike pitch. This one bounced to the left side. Great work by the shortstop, and that one is picked by the first baseman, and you can't say enough by Declan Spooner. Gloving and loving for the putout.
But how about Seth Moore picking up the RBI there? That's a quality at bat, and like we said, the Coyotes just got to keep chipping away as they bring this one now within 3.
The 1 run is in. Now checking in, Easton Bryant, who's long overdue. Young man is Caden to first, grounded out unassisted to the first baseman, and popped to center. And Easton shoots one to the shortstop, and the shortstop, Mackay, smooth over there for the putout, but the Coyotes draw a little closer. We head to the 8th with the squad trailing 8-5. Top of the 8th. I've yet to say it, but I'm going to say it now. Tricky Trev.
Tricky Trev.
Going to work. Taking aim at Justin Bougeli. Bougeli singled and popped up a couple times. Bender on the outside part of the plate. So Trevor Young looking to keep the Dogs in place. And this one shot to center. Good work by Bougeli. And that's a good start for the Dogs here in the top of the 8th. Coming up to the dish is Eric Hartman. Single, bounced out, tripled, and grounded out and made the play of the night, robbing the Coyotes of multiple runs on a great catch in center field.
Yeah, if Hartman didn't get in front of that one, that was going to the fence and 3 runs would have came across. Ryder Hancock would have been on second base, and the Coyotes would not be clawing back as hard as they are now. You know, it's not time for desperation quite yet, but the clock is ticking and the sense of urgency is in the Yodi offense.
Nice bender by Young for strike 1. But you get a good sense. They're drawing closer, 8-5 ball game. They still have 6 outs to play with. They're into the bullpen now of the Dogs, and once you're into the bullpen, you never know what can happen. Hartman pulling back. Takes outside, evens the count. Coyotes riding a 3-game winning streak. Doubleheader sweep yesterday, and being the pesky Scottsdale post-grad team. And that misses outside. On deck is Landon Kaufman, followed by Eric Mackay. Mackay's had a great game at shortstop. Nice, smooth outing. But Trevor Young is focused on Eric Hartman. That misses inside, and Roden moving quickly. Now a 3-1 count on Eric Hartman. Trevor Young dialed in on Roden. Gets the strike call on the outside part of the plate. And the Dogs fans chirping, didn't like the call. Asking for a longer at bat.
I love it. I believe longer bat.
Yeah. Hartman, and that one misses high, and Hartman will stroll down to first base. So, a Bougeli base hit, a Hartman walk, Landon Kaufman stepping in, grounded out, doubled, walked, and grounded out to short. And the pressure's on Trevor Young to lock this thing down and give his team an opportunity. And there is movement in the Coyotes bullpen. And Doc, I know you have laser sharp vision of a Wolverine out in the forest. Do you have a number?
You know what? Let me see one of his pitches and I'll let you know.
Now, just for our viewing audience, the bullpen's down the left field and right field line respectively.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy B out there, the Bulldog, number 17.
Jimmy Buell. And Jimmy Buell knows one thing, octane.
Yeah. That kid is all gas.
High octane.
No brakes.
Drive something hard, too. Let's go.
Landon Kaufman. Nice bunt. Trevor Young. A little late getting to it, and needs to say, Kaufman beats it out, and the Dogs got him loaded here in the 8th. And that's great execution. Number 2 bat in the lineup. You want to be able to play small ball, and John Watson not hesitating. He's making a move to the bullpen. And we'll take a short time out here. Trevor Young out of this one in the 8th. More to come from Chandler-Gilbert. Right-hander Jimmy Buell stepping in. 2-0 on the season. ERA under 3. 14 strikeouts. Once again, Jimmy Buell knows octane. And he's going to bring it. Stepping in, Eric Mackay, the shortstop. Bases loaded as that bender misses on the outside part of the plate. So, Doc, a tough situation for Jimmy Buell to step into with the bases stacked and packed here in the 8th.
Yeah, Jimmy B kind of got thrown into the fire, and you know what they say, don't fight fire with fire, but I think Jimmy Buell is an exception. This kid is all gas, no brakes. This ball gets the backstop, and it gets a good hop. And the tag is good.
And needless to say, that was a high tag. Looked like the runner
might have squeaked underneath.
Got in, and now the first base coach is coming over to talk to the umpire. And, you know, there are bad calls, and there are bad calls, and that's a bad call. He was in, and that tag was high.
Hey, I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
The Coyotes will halfway take one here. Jimmy B helping himself out.
Yeah, Jimmy B coming off the mound, fielding his position.
Yep.
Rode him behind the dish, throwing a perfect strike. Caromed off the wall, and look, however he can get one.
Yep, so now Jimmy B has one out here. 2 balls and gets a swinging strike right there.
Mackay at the dish. A double in the first. RBI single in the second. Two for 4 in the night. Swings right through that one. 2-1 count. 8-5. Trevor Young out. Jimmy Buell in. Buell, the perfect carom for the out at home plate. This one bounced to the left side. Camden Blue. Nice play. Chasing the runner back. And needless to say, they rule the runner out of the baseline. and runners advance to second and third. So a great play by Camden Plew on the backhand and nailing the runner, getting him in a pickle and getting the out. So Coyotes defense stepping up, infield tightening up and doing the job. The carom, the Plew backhand, and now all of a sudden we've got 2 outs.
So Machej, I believe, will make his way to second on that little ground ball. Obviously, the Yotes were preoccupied with the runner caught in the pickle between third and home. 2 outs now.
Lewis Felix Anderson stepping in. Walk, grounded out a couple times and has struck out. And Jimmy Buell with an opportunity to be a hero if he can get out of this one. And that one bites big time, chasing Felix Anderson off the plate. Coyotes defense stepping up in a big way. And Jimmy Buell looking to put out the fire. Gets the swing and strike to go to 1-1. Coming up for the Coyotes in the home half of the 8th, Roden, Tigges, and Enright. But first, it's all about Jimmy B. And that's a nice slider right there. Bites hard, goes to 1-2. No question, Jimmy B is going to be part of some D1 rotation out there the way he can bring it. And blows the gas right past Lewis Felix Anderson, and Jimmy B does his job, slams the door shut. Coyotes coming off the bench and giving Jimmy B big rounds as they come up to hit in the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Keegan Roden, Blake Tigges, and John Enright facing Ben Soaks. Roden, the Titan from Arcadia, popped to second, singled, and walked. Good night for Roden at the dish. He looks for more. This one skied toward the first baseline. The first baseman giving chase, and it's going to run out of real estate as it hits the top of the dugout. So it goes to 1-1 on Roden. Ben Soak in relief. And that one hits the inside corner. Dawgs have set the tone. 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Making some quick pitching changes as well. A great bender by Soak, and Roden fights it off. Stays alive, 1-2. Soak winds and delivers, comes right back, grounder, third base side, and that is bounced from the third baseman to Soak, and Soak gets the put out.
Wow.
And that's a rare, rare situation right there. You see Bonilla, the short hop glove toss over to Soak, who then fires a laser to first base, and the Dawgs flashing the unique leather for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th.
I've never seen that before.
And that's the beauty of baseball. You continue to see things you would never expect. And this one's lifted to center field, and Hartman's there, and Tigges will go down. So if you're scoring on that Roden ground ball, it would be 5-1-3.
Yeah. Little cutoff action right there.
Bonilla tried to take it off the one hop and could not, but right in line to Soak, who then threw a dagger to first base. Checking in, Johnny Versatility. Ground out to short, struck out a couple times. 8-5. Members of the girls softball team on hand. Paige Salazar, Kennedy Converse, Brandy Ayala. The team lost to the defending two-time National Junior College Athletic Association champions, Phoenix College. Doubleheader here on home turf. And talking to the ladies, they just said offensively they could not get it done at the plate. That's a good hook by Ben Soak. And that's Ethan Hatch at the dish, not hitting for John Enright.
Got 2 boys, just focus, come on.
Hatch with an opportunity and a 2-2 count against Ben Soak. Soak, the fireballer from across the border. 2-2 pitch to Hatch. And Hatch smokes one to left. And he wins that battle as looks like Soak left a bender up in the zone. And we go to the top of the order. Amir McGee. Popped to short, walked, and walked. Looking to continue this frame for the Coyotes. Down 3. Fouls the first pitch off. So Amir McGee from Philadelphia. Andrew Fury from New Mexico. Chandler-Gilbert bringing players from all over the country.
Go, Ben, get it done. Come on, Soaky. Get her done. Got to go to work.
And talk about, we just saw the replay on the amazing play from Bonilla to Soak and the throw over to first base. And great punching, as they would say in the director's chair, by Andrew Fury as McGee takes a strike.
Yeah, Andrew,
Appreciate that, guys.
I bet you're getting pretty good at that, huh?
Yeah.
Cycling through the cameras.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, so
That is hard.
hopefully
Andrew.
the viewers at home.
Yep,
Enjoy 'em.
every single piece of camera work you see at home comes to you courtesy of Andrew Fury. And this one fouled into the brush, courtesy of Amir McGee.
1-2 count as this young lady is going to track it down. Now, once again, she doesn't get a snow cone.
No,
No hot dog, and they're like, you know, let it go.
she changed her mind.
She's like, no prize for me. McGee bounces one left side. Bonilla one hop and throws over to second base for the out. And once again, that Dawgs defense shining. We go to the 9th. The Dawgs from across the border with an 8-5 lead.
Into the 9th we go, and this ball hammered by Benito Bonilla. Underneath it is Amir McGee out there in center field making the grab. So Jimmy B takes the mound once again, and he's looking good already. 1 pitch, 1 out, working in efficient fashion here against the Okotoks Dawgs. Up to bat, it's going to be Declan Spooner.
Yeah, we're in the top of the 9th, so this is an important frame for Jimmy Buell to shut it down.
Yeah, keep it shut down, really.
Absolutely. So he's going to start off with a fastball there over the heart of the plate. That's going to bring the count to 0-1. Jimmy Buell effectively getting ahead early.
Ooh.
And Jimmy Buell going to light up the backstop.
That's
with
always
that one.
scary to see from a pitcher's perspective.
As Bob Uecker once said in Major League, just a bit outside.
Love it.
That's for all my Canadian friends
everyone
and all
loved
my
that
Chandler-Gilbert friends that are here. Little entertainment. Thank you, thank you. I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
Round of applause for Joe.
Yes. Jimmy B working it. Fires the gas.
Yeah.
Right back in the zone.
Facing Declan Spooner, who's been lights out at first base. He's played nice first base, but the Dogs have played so well defensively the whole night. They've come across the border, and they've come here with a purpose. And I've learned several things over the course of the last 5-10 minutes. I know Andrew Ferry, he's got the strength of 10 men. There's no question that he can stop a single bullet in a speeding bound, but he has a fear. No pun intended. He can, if he faces a spider, all of a sudden he backs down. There's some things the Man of Steel can't handle, and hairy-legged creature is one of them.
The arachnids.
Spiders ain't it, man.
Yeah,
I don't like.
but I hear he talks to them as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Spider to join us in the booth, I believe, last time we played the Okotoks Dawgs.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Fury might have to go to Petco and get over his fear of spiders after this game. Maybe we go buy you a pet spider. What do you say, Fury?
I think tarantulas are better, but because they're like not venomous.
How about Jimmy B?
Buell, baby, with the K.
Jimmy B is what we should really be scared of.
Yes.
Not the spiders.
And, you know, I only break this out when Jimmy B's pitching, so I'm going to do it here. Give me Buell, give me fire, give me that I desire. Something like that.
Yes.
I didn't dial it in as good as I did last time. But
it's okay because Jimmy B is dialed in for you.
Matt Galvin stepping in. Galvin has walked, popped out, and singled. Appreciate all our brethren from across the border making it here for this game. Hope you're enjoying Arizona, all the good weather, and defrosting from the cold weather in Canada.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy Buell.
Jimmy B.
Ooh.
Jimmy Buell supplying the fuel.
Also providing the heat from those spectators coming from across the border.
Yes.
Jimmy B. Buell. This one knocked up towards short, and Camden Plew can't make the play. We'll give that an E6, and stepping in is Tyler Hummel. Jimmy Buell from Thunderbird High School. Now, talking to my boy, the Doc, who played his high school ball at Castile High, just on the East Valley, Southeast. Did you ever face Jimmy Buell in high school at all?
Unfortunately, I didn't. I think he's from a more northern part, but Jimmy Buell fielding his position there will retire Tyler Hummel for the third out of the inning. So Jimmy Buell posting an impressive 0 here in the top of the 9th, and now it comes down to the bats of the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes to keep them alive. Coyotes trailing, Dawgs 8, Coyotes 5, heading in to the bottom of the 9th.
So last chance opportunity for the Coyotes, and Cameron Plew will get the inning started against Ben Soak. And Plew takes a bender for strike one. This Dawgs team coming across the border with the vengeance. Pitched well, played great defense, and Plew quickly goes down 0-2.
Plew's a great candidate to start the inning off. I love that we're at the heart of the order and the most important frame of the game.
Yeah.
Ben Soak chases Plew off the plate, goes to 1-2. Camden Plew with an opportunity, and Coyotes need base runners here in the bottom of the ninth. Soak moving quickly, and that's a nice bender, and Plew with the defensive swing just to get a piece of it.
Yeah, that's a good two-strike approach from Plew. He knows how pivotal his at-bat could be in this inning. Getting on, the first guy on, leads a lot of momentum. Plew barely nicking that one, and that's going to go to the backstop.
1-2 count on Camden Plew, and Ben Soak into a nice groove and doing the job in relief. The Dawgs with an excellent outing by Michael Yusupchuk. And Camden Plew lays that up one off and goes to 2-2.
And you know, Joe, this game started off with excitement, the duel of two brothers, the Chuck brothers, and now it's ending in a fashion where the Coyotes have a chance to come back.
Yeah. Exciting game.
We would love to see an epic Coyotes rally here.
Only down 2. We've done it before, Joe. We've done it before.
I think we might be down 3.
Or we're down 3?
Yeah.
That's on me.
It's okay.
Let's do 3. Come on.
8-5. Hey. No difference. No difference.
Yeah, and Andrew, the only reason why you can't see, because that scoreboard is like about 1,000 miles away, and
Yeah.
the digits
Here,
are
watch
so
this.
small.
Check this out for those of you back home. I'm gonna do something cool.
We're missing some of the numbers up there. They might be crooked. Camden Plew fouls this one straight back.
So there's the scoreboard.
See, it
For
looks
those of you
good. It
at
looks
home.
good up there.
I got to tell you, Andrew Fury is turning into a phenomenal director,
Yeah.
and he's having fun with it too.
Yeah, I'm just up here jumping around, you know,
Yeah.
just trying to get warm.
And Plew
Oh, he fouled that off.
fouls it off, stays alive, and all of a sudden, Andrew's doing jumping jacks, and the first plate
No way, it wasn't
First-
caught.
Wow.
base umpire is saying that it was foul tip. Now John Watson is coming out, and
We literally
Watson has
heard
some.
it. Oh, replay that, Perry. Come on.
Yeah, let's pull that in.
So we're gonna check the replay on this, and we'll get the good call from New York, as we have the ability to dial it up and check the action. So Camden Plew doesn't get the call. He goes down swinging. And as we take another look at the replay, as Dante Turgeon steps in, it was close. Caught
Yeah.
it, and then the ball slipped out.
So that counts as a catch? Oh, it was
Might have
on
been
the
on the
transfer.
transfer, yeah.
Good call.
And Dante Turgeon gets into one, but right there is Eric Hartman, and Eric the Great makes another grab in center field, and Eric Hartman can flat out ball in center field. He's got range, he's got speed, drop steps like a champ. Phenomenal center fielder for the Dawgs.
Yeah, and we've talked about it here before. The ball just doesn't fly at night at this Chandler-Gilbert baseball field. Dante Turgeon got a good chunk of that one. But the night sky pushes it back down to earth, and Hartman's underneath it.
Last chance, it's Ryder Hancock at the dish. Takes the ball inside from Ben Soak.
It all comes down to Canada's finest.
Yes,
Can he keep us rolling?
yes. Ryder Hancock.
Bit of a
And
civil war here between the Canadians.
Soak misses inside for ball 2. And no question, Ryder just wants to get on any way possible and works the zone like a champ. Goes to 3-0, and Soak working quickly. No question, he wants to
Ryder.
And Ryder Hancock prolongs the frame. Seth Moore. Make that, we've got a pinch hitter coming up, and that is number 40. And that is tantalizing Tate Lewis. And Tate is having a good year. We'll dial up his numbers.
A great year at that.
No worries. Go to work. Got to.
So Tate stepping into the box in a big situation here in the 9th, pinch hit situation for him. He's gonna take a curveball. It doesn't quite get over the plate, so that's gonna bring the count to 1-0. Ryder Hancock on first. The Coyotes down 3, down to their last out here in the 9th.
Tate Lewis hitting .398. And that one's lifted to center field. And Eric Hartman on his giddy up, getting in, and that's gonna do it. And the team from Canada crosses the border. They come down to Arizona, soak up the sunshine. They soak up the good weather and the good cheer, and they soak up a victory over their brethren of Chandler-Gilbert. Final 8-5, and fellas, as we break this one down, it all started with the great outing on the mound by the right-hander, Michael Yusupchuk.
Yeah, Michael Yusupchuk pitched a phenomenal game for the Okotoks Dawgs. He was able to stifle the offense of the Yotes, and whenever the Yote offense gets off to a bit of a slow start, it seems like it's hard for them to get back into groove. And on top of that, the Okotoks Dawgs were on top of the Yote starter here today, Alex Carnes. Maybe didn't have his best stuff, but he kept on battling. The Okotoks Dawgs managed to scrape 8 together, and the Coyotes just couldn't keep up here tonight.
Carnes gave up 7 runs, and the Dawgs had a lot of good at-bats at the dish, you name it, from Benito Bonilla to Eric Hartman, as well as Eric Mackay at the dish. And on the other side for the Coyotes, snaps their 3-game winning streak. So the team back at it tomorrow night, taking on the Colorado State Club. First pitch, 5 p.m. And we appreciate all these good people that cross the border to support baseball and these young men on both sides. It just shows how this game is such a, it has no boundaries. And there's love for this game in every part of the world, and that's
brings
just
people
great.
together. Brings people together.
It's great to see, and
yeah.
And the Dawgs get the victory, 8-5, as John Watson talks to his team, and the squad will regroup and be right back at it tomorrow. So we appreciate you dialing us up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network, and we got Adam's final thoughts, and Andrew, a man who's afraid of spiders. Do you want to add anything as before we go out, or you just want to jog a little bit one more time?
Well, I do. That felt better than USA versus Canada to me. That was great. It was exciting. Good baseball. We were able to split with the Okotoks Dawgs, a great ball club. I appreciate them coming down. I appreciate the support from the fans for all these games, because they do a really good job, and they made a long trip down here, and it made it a fun environment here at the ballpark today. Sucks that we couldn't come away with the sweep, but it was great baseball, and I was happy to be a part of it, especially the duel between the Chuck brothers. That was exciting. It was an exciting finish, exciting plays from the center fielder on the Okotoks Dawgs. Great baseball all around. I'm just happy to be here.
No question. and I'm recruiting Andrew or Adam. Next time I call a Chandler-Gilbert softball game, they are more than welcome to be the analysts, and of course we support the ladies, and whenever they get that next weekend matchup that is conducive for my scheduling, I love to support that team and all their efforts on the diamond. So the Coyotes get the split tonight, losing to the Dawgs in the nightcap and beating Scottsdale Post-Grad in the opener. We appreciate you once again dialing up the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. For Adam, Andrew, I'm Joe. Take care. We'll see you right here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network tomorrow night.